Hello everybody, my name is Ben Meijer. I'm a therapist specializing in curing depersonalization and derealization disorder. This week, Simeon asked me about the distortion of time, or rather his perception of the distortion of time. And I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about perception, distortion, disconnect, and reality. All right, here we go. Beginning at the beginning. DPDR is a body-mind disconnection disturbance. So there is a disturbance between body and mind, and this disturbance is seen as, perceived as a distortion or a distancing or a disconnect. Normally speaking, the distortion is not just time, but it's also time and space. So the idea that you get a 2D or a 3D perception is also a distortion of the space part. Now, along with that, there is also sometimes some people will also perceive a shifting of the size. So things will seem to be large and then small, and it seems to fluctuate between large and small. This is also the perception of the disturbance, in this case, in a visual form. Now, there is something really important to note here. Some people talk about distortion of memory, and the problem is that DPDR, being the disturbance it is between mind and body, separates mind and body as much as possible, and the separation causes memory problems. See the other video on memory problems. Basically, the short of it is you need to feel to remember, to process, to store the memory. So if you don't have this mind-body connection properly there, you won't store your memory. People also tell me, after they have recovered from DPDR, it seems like the amount of time that they've had the disturbance is shorter and like empty. All right. So, summarizing, you correctly perceive that there is a disturbance in the body-mind connection. The distortion feeling is not just on time. Time can seem shorter or longer, and it can shift between normal time perception and altered time perception, and spatial disturbance. And the spatial disturbance can be the idea that you have a 2D reality, which is a disconnect from reality. And the disconnect occurs because emotionally you're not connecting anymore. And this emotionally not connecting causes you to feel that these people are not like your partner or your relations. So it's just the disturbance, which we know as DPDR, causing the disconnect or distortion or dissociation, distancing. And if we look at it all, we come to the conclusion that we have a problem processing reality. Reality itself seems to be really disturbing, difficult to deal with, and one of the ways of dealing with it is to disconnect yourself. And when you disconnect yourself, that splits into derealization and depersonalization. That's it, Simeon. I hope I've actually enlightened you and not made it more complicated. Now, there is two sides to understanding. On the one hand, I'm happy to explain in the hope that I can remove some of your anxiety, because the anxiety really doesn't help you at all, doesn't benefit you in any way. However, understanding is not the end point, not the end goal. The goal is that you understand something and then take action to resolve it. Like I talked about previously in another video, the PDR is a processing glitch caused by something that is perceived to be threatening, but that leads you to distrust your own feelings and your own body. And that needs to be healed, needs to be cured. And it can be, but it takes some therapy and some training. Have a good day. Bye-bye.